Oh, it's echoing.
That's because we're close.
Yes, we're gonna have to do something different.
Oh, we have somebody having a second device or what? We got, somebody's got, it might be Miss Giles. Or Miss Giles, are you?
You
Yeah,
and
she
Miss
does-
January cannot be in the same room because it's going to create that
One will have to, one will have to mute. It looks like Giles does not have a camera and I'm not able to promote her to a panelist.
Well, like it shows, it's partly promoted and partly not.
Broadwater, thank you for joining us. Can you hear us?
Can. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. We hear you. Thank you.
Randy.
I'm Chandra Cheatham.
Cheatham. Okay, good.
Nice to
Live stream is up and on the page. We are recording and we are live streaming. Carol January, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great, we can hear you. Thank you for checking in.
All right, and I'm
Miss January, is Miss Giles with you?
yes, I'm moving to another location. We were in the same room. That's why you had the echo. So I'm moving to another location, okay?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we lost her. She disconnected, so we need her to reconnect.
Okay, she's coming. She's on her way back.
Welcome, Carmen. Center for Transportation Center and Driving. Okay, that must be one of our schools. Miss Giles is coming back on.
Is everyone doing well this morning?
Pretty good.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Hi, Carmen, you hear us?
I can hear you. Hey.
Hey, we
morning,
see you and we hear
Carmen.
you. Thanks.
Good
We're
morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you see us here, Ivy and I? This is Dr. Adams.
Yes.
Okay, because ours not showing us.
At the JD AMD, that must be you, JD AMD.
Yes, sir.
All right, got you. Bringing in Mary Lou. Morning, Mary Lou.
Morning.
Good morning, Mary Lou.
Hey, how's everyone?
Good.
Well, thank you.
How are you?
Oh, fine, thanks. I have a 4-footed companion here that is trying to be part of the
Yeah, he wants to Zoom too.
meeting. Yeah, there we go.
Dr. Adams, we cannot see you if you're trying to.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to fix that. So,
We
you
have
can hear
two
us,
Giles coming on. We have Breon and Brenda.
Yes, I do believe.
All right.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
There you go. We got
Yeah.
Good
you.
morning.
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 Okay.
Yes, sweetheart, how can I help you? You need to see Miss Giles is there.
We have Breon and Brenda Giles. Can you guys hear us?
I think they're muted, Dwayne.
Looks like they're
Yeah,
on
their
mute.
their microphones are muted.
They're requesting that you unmute. I think we're gonna have an echo again.
Oh,
I can hear you, but I'm getting off of the Zoom.
Okay, yep, we
And
hear
Ms.
you.
Giles,
Thank you.
Ms. Giles will be on.
All right, that'll work.
Yes, sir.
Morning, everyone. I still can't see me, but can you hear me?
Bringing in Amanda.
I'm not sure why the screen is not showing.
Morning.
good morning.
Morning.
We hear you, Amanda, and we see you. Thank you.
Morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. There,
Good.
the camera came on for a sec. There it goes. Now we got you.
Yay.
There we go.
Dr. Richardson, if you can unmute and make sure that we can hear you, that would be perfect. Dr. Richardson, are you there?
Your mic is muted right now. You just need to unmute.
For Ronald Bradford.
Morning. Good morning. How are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm doing good. So good to see you. Yeah. You want some coffee? Yes, I do.
Dr. Richardson, can you hear us?
Morning.
Mary Lou, I see your baby.
Not sure he quit working on me. Last week I had to buy.
Zoom tracks her.
Can't
get Mr. Bradford on.
We have a phone caller coming in.
Maybe Mr. Bradford.
Yes, hi, this is Dr. Richardson.
Hi.
All right, that's you on the phone?
Yes, I'm sorry, I did not have camera hookup to this, and I was trying to get on my computer, but for some reason my audio device, so I'm on my phone right now. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
We can-
can. Thank
I can
you.
hear you well. So that will absolutely work.
Thank you.
We expecting anyone else, Courtney?
The only other person we're expecting is another member of the SciOff Career Institute. But as they are further down the agenda, I believe we can go ahead and get started.
Yes, that's Mr. Bradford. We're trying to get on.
Yeah, it looks like we lost the other one we had, the one with the picture of the truck.
That might be him. So if he comes in, we will add him
Yeah, I think he tested and maybe then got back out.
Okay.
All right, I'll hand it over to you, Courtney.
Okay. So good morning. And today I'm going to start the meeting with reading our online meeting reminder. And good morning. Before we get started, I would like to address a few reminders that this meeting is being streamed online. So please be mindful of your comments and during the meeting. We ask that each of you keep yourselves on mute as much as possible unless you are speaking. You can physically raise your hand if you have a comment or question, and we, either Chandra or myself or our pro tem chair, will recognize you. You can give yourself to unmute. Please give yourselves a few seconds before you make your comments after being unmuted. If you have trouble with your technology at any point, please call Dwayne on the phone number provided on your most recent agenda. For each of you, for each voting item, we will not do roll call, but we'll ask for all in favor and then any opposed. Please unmute and be prepared to say aye or nay. If there is any opposition, we will conduct a roll call vote for that item. Pursuant to the notice and instructions for this virtual meeting that were posted along with the agenda, the Commission identified 3 ways to submit public comments on any of the items being considered today. The first 2 methods were via email at the address provided or by comment card at the web address provided. Comments submitted during either of these methods were due by 5 p.m. yesterday, and the Commission did not receive any written comments. We will now go ahead and call the meeting to order, but I would like to note that neither our Chair, Fontenot, or Vice Chair, Emrine, are able to attend today. As such, we would like to ask for a nomination from Commission members for a pro tem chair who will serve for this meeting alone.
I'd like to nominate Sherry.
I'll second that nomination.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a few more ayes?
Aye.
Any in opposition? Wonderful. Sherry, the meeting is now yours.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I would like to have a roll call at this time. So, Courtney, would you please ask for a formal roll call, please?
I will. Melanie Amrine, Chris Broadwater,
Here.
Sherry Despino,
Here.
James Doris, I see Mr. Doris. Are you guys muted in the conference room?
Chandra, you'll have to unmute the microphone in there.
Okay.
Are you here, Mr. Doris?
Yeah, well, you see me though. I'm here, I think.
Thank you. Mr. Fontenot. Jada Lewis. Carmen Millian.
Here.
Randy Plaisance.
Here.
All right. Miss Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you so much. Okay, at this time, we need approval of our minutes from our previous meeting. Do I
Move we
have a
approve.
motion to approve?
I move we approve.
Second.
Mr. Broadwater approved, Miss Million second. Okay, we need to vote, or do we have a
You just
vote?
ask for all in favor and any opposed.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The boardroom? Mr. Doris?
Aye.
Okay, aye. Okay, any opposition? Okay, motion passes. At this time, we have our new school applications, and I would like for the staff to please approve that. To make the introductions, please, by initial school applications.
Wonderful. I will start with our first school today is Brow Design by Dina. They have submitted an application for initial proprietary school licensure. The school, located in Denham Springs, Louisiana, will provide 2 licensed programs, powder and ombre brows for 24 hours, which will be completed in 4 days, and permanent makeup intro for 32 hours, also completed within 4 days. Copies of the application and program materials have been provided to the commission prior to this meeting. Brow Design by Dina's application meets the minimum requirements of a completed application, and School Administrator Dr. Cliff Richardson is here to speak with the commission regarding any question members might have. Commission members, you're free to ask any questions.
I have one question.
Mr.
Yes.
Doris?
I see in parentheses under college degree law for Kazakhstan. I don't understand what that means.
Yes, my wife was originally from Kazakhstan, and prior to her coming to the United States, she did graduate college with a law degree. She moved to the United States about, 16, 17 years ago, and she's been here ever since. She was full citizen back about 10 years ago.
Thank you.
Mr. Richardson, can you tell us a little bit about your school and why you decided that you would like to do this?
Yes, just briefly. My wife and I first started Brow Design by Dina in New Orleans in 2016. She had a fairly extensive background, even prior to that, in art, and she started doing initial procedures. She didn't start out training. After she did that for about 5 years, she started training microblading. Microblading is also a form of the permanent makeup industry. After a couple of years of that, she decided she wanted to start teaching what she does the most, which is permanent makeup procedures, utilizing a machine. That machine would be similar to that of a tattoo artist machine, although the ink does not go nearly as deep as the tattoo artist machine goes. And the industry itself is basically moving in that direction. It started, we're sort of just trying to catch up to Eastern Europe and Asia on this. All of this started over there. So the PMU machine method is basically what everybody is moving towards. We do seem to have a lag on this, even though Dina's been to Asia and Eastern Europe to get certifications from all of those countries in machine method permanent makeup treatments. So as of right now, there's only one other training facility in the state of Louisiana that does the machine method training. And a quick Google search will give you about 100 PMU artists currently using that method in the state. So most of the people who are performing this are actually having to leave our state, spend their training dollars elsewhere, then come back into the state and perform their procedures or set up their business or be employed. So we would like to try and keep that here if possible. And I believe Dina has certainly more training and certifications than anyone that we've ever ran across in the industry. And she is a member of the American Micropigmentation Association.
Okay. Ms. Potter?
Dr. Richardson, I was wondering, is there any license required to practice these techniques in Louisiana?
Yes, the actual license falls under the same license as a tattoo artist. It's commercial body art. And we are licensed. Brow Design by Dina is licensed by the Louisiana Department of Health every year since 2016, including this year.
Okay. And is this license granted following successful completion of a test or a demonstration or anything like that? How does are the requirements for licensing part of the training that the students will receive?
No, so during the license process, you have to show that you have certifications from approved training facilities, right?
Okay.
So those approved training facilities, those certifications are provided to the state Department of Health in licensing.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay, Mr. Barbato.
Dr. Richardson, how did you develop your plan for your courses in terms of allocation of clock hours devoted to the things you'll be training in? Is there some standard, or is the association that you're members of, that you're a member of, are they like an accrediting body? How did you develop the program?
So at least at this time, the National Association is not an accrediting body. So I'm afraid each individual person in each individual state would be responsible for their own actual program. How we have done it is just by years of experience in doing these procedures and determining how long it would take a new student to perform this procedure on their models during the training course. And then, of course, Dina has been teaching microblading, which is a short course. And she understands that the time that it takes to relay the information necessary. So to answer your question, no, there's not an accreditation body for her. This is something that she has developed over her experience.
So I guess the reason I'm asking the question, I look at what is proposed in the number of clock hours and compare that to applications that we get for lots of other programs, everything from commercial driver's license to administrative assistants. And yeah, I think we even have one today with an administrative assistant program that's about 23 weeks long. And then this looks like roughly one week for a procedure that, based on your description, is permanent. So I'm just wondering whether or not the period of time training for something that will be permanent on an individual is sufficient. What do other schools offer?
Well, at this time, the other schools, and this would include schools around the country that we have already checked into, all provide this training within a week. So as far as we found in this country, there is no training that extends beyond a week for permanent makeup. So the industry standard would be approximately 1 week.
Okay. And the reason I ask that, I don't know what the standard is in this particular industry, but based on what you described for licensure, if this commission approves the school, if you told me it was 1 day or 1 week or 1 month or 1 year, and we take you at your word on that, someone passes that, that is all that is required to then go operate and receive licensure. So that's what I'm trying to understand, what the standard is for training for a procedure that has permanent results on a customer.
Yeah, so we've tried to follow what the industry standard is on this. There, as a result of there not being an accreditation body that states you must have this many hours, right? So the Louisiana Department of Health standard for a person being able to perform these procedures has already been set, right? So the certifications that are necessary to get a permit to perform these procedures has been set by the Department of Health, and those certificates would have been gained by going through similar training courses for similar lengths of time. I'm not sure how I would, I'm not sure how I would extend the training to different time limits other than what the industry standard is so far.
And LDH does not have a certain requirement in terms of training standards, is what you're saying?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Do we have any other questions? I think I have one. So when you, your wife, I believe that's what you said, teaches this, do they work on live models, or how does, is it just?
Yes.
They do?
So the training course provides classroom course, which is the first 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And the second, the third day and the fourth day is actually working on live models.
Okay.
With the direct supervision of Dina right over them.
Okay. And where will you find your students?
Just through our normal social media advertising. We do have a company that we utilize in putting her business out there, and that's basically who we would use.
Okay. All right. Do we have any other questions?
I did have one other.
Ms. Potter?
Dr. Richardson, do I recall correctly that I saw there's some sort of, I don't know if it's synthetic skin that students practice on before they actually work on the live subjects? Is that right?
That's correct. So there's a progression that Dina follows. They start out on paper.
Okay.
Right. So she has developed these things on paper that they will practice their strokes with. After that, they go to a latex skin that they will then practice on. And then after the latex skin, she provides them with actual head forms, right? So the form of a head that they will then practice on. So they actually perform on something, the exact shape of someone's head before they get to someone.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions or comments from Mr. Richardson? Do I have a motion?
I move approval.
All right. Ms. Potter made a motion. Any second?
Second.
Mr. Doris, second. Before we vote, we need to see if there have been any public comments.
Sorry, no public comments.
No public comments. Okay. At this time, we'd like to vote. All in favor, please say aye. Please unmute and say aye.
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 Any non-approval? Any motion to not approve? Okay, motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Richardson. We appreciate all that, and staff will be getting in touch with you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right,
Do I need to stay on the line?
No,
No,
you
you
may
can
go about your day.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the board, and I thank you for your work.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you so much. Okay, at this time, staff will make our discuss our next application. This would be for, Laser Med. So staff, please take over.
Good morning. I'd like to present to the commission the application for the Laser and Medical Aesthetic Academy at ACWH located in Gonzales, Louisiana. The school will offer one program, comprehensive laser and medical aesthetics training with 72 clock hours for 3 weeks. Representing the school today are the owners, Ms. Ivy Adams and Dr. Jason Adams. Staff have reviewed all application materials and we find that they meet the qualifications for a complete application. We have provided the commission members with copies of all application materials. The floor is now open for any questions commission members have of the school representatives.
Good morning, Dr. Adams and Ms. Adams.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, committee members, we have any questions or comments? Ms. Potter?
Yes, I was wondering what the criteria for admission into the program include. Is it just a high school diploma?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Or a GED.
okay. I also wondered, it's my understanding that a cosmetologist has to have a license in this state. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, ma'am.
But there would not be any licensure required for somebody operating this laser?
Correct. So in the state of Louisiana, to be a laser technician, you don't have to have a license. You actually, which this is kind of scary, but you actually don't even have to have a certification. So if you go and apply somewhere and get a job and they train you on site, that's enough for you to operate a laser. Now, I say that's terrifying is because lasers are very powerful.
Yeah.
You can easily mess someone up or hurt someone or burn them. So most reputable medical spas or dermatology clinics, plastic surgeons' offices do require at least some sort of certification training for you to complete to make sure that you know the safety and the modalities of the different equipment for the safety of the patient.
And just to add to Ivy's comment, in the state of Louisiana, and again, it's different in other states, the laser technician actually practices under the license of the physician. So
Oh,
the physician
okay.
is
Okay.
who has to, in this state, has to be on the physical premises and immediately available for any issues that may arise during the performance of the procedure. So it's actually the physician, an MD degree that is necessary to be able to perform medical laser procedures.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Okay, Mr. Doris.
How often is the occurrence of an issue that requires a physician in this particular discipline?
I would say it's with a properly trained and experienced laser technician, it's actually very rare. And these lasers are so advanced. I mean, I hate to say it, but the most important part about operating lasers, and Ivy can touch on this if she likes, because she's the one that operates every day, but is understanding the patient in order to do something called skin typing. And that's really more equally as important as the technical aspect of training of using the laser. These lasers are so advanced now. They're literally, you push a button, what's the skin type, what area are you treating, and the settings are almost foolproof, and they're programmed in and almost foolproof so that you're not going to hurt the patient. So more importantly is understanding the patient that you're dealing with versus the actual technical aspect of the procedure operating, because there are as many different laser companies and types as there are vehicle companies, I suppose. But they're all very similar, and the one thing that's similar across is understanding the patient you're treating and their proper skin type.
So to put that in layman's terms, I guess, I've been doing this now as a laser technician for going on 5 years. I've never had an emergency where I had to bring Dr. Adams in the room because I hurt or burned a patient. However, with the laser, for instance, the most common treatment is laser hair removal. So if I have two patients, I have a Caucasian patient and I have an African-American patient. If I treat my African-American patient on the Caucasian patient settings, it will third-degree burn them. But because I went through extensive training and learned how to program and skin type patients and know the dangers of that, it's never happened, and it won't happen because I've gone through the training of how to differentiate between different skin types and how to treat based on that.
Ms. Million, you had a
Elaborate on what you mean by knowing the patient.
I'm sorry?
Could you elaborate on what you mean by knowing the patient?
Yes, sir. So whenever a patient comes in, we have them do extensive paperwork based on their skin and their bodies. We ask what medications they're on. We ask if they have any skin disorders. We ask if they keloid, which is slow wound healing. We ask all of that information. I also require a consultation with the patient first, which we do complimentary. We do a consultation. I ask them what their ethnicity is, their ethnic background. So I know, because some people may appear, one way or may appear Caucasian, but they're they have Hispanic or they have a different heritage in them, and that can affect the difference. So once I learn everything that I need to know about the patient's medical history, skin history, and ethnicity, then we're able to properly program and set the machine to effectively and safely treat them.
Thank you. That answers my question.
Yes, sir.
Miss Million? Miss Million, you're,
Okay, I said Mary Ann.
Sorry.
My question was just, can you give us some examples? You've listed a couple of the procedures that you actually do most often.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. So the most common procedure that we do is laser hair removal. I know I had mentioned that to you, but we also do a procedure called a photofacial, which treats brown spots and age spots on the body. We do vein removal for spider veins, so we can treat veins on the face and on the body as well. We do a microneedling procedure, which helps with fine lines and skin laxity and pores. That's with a different device. And then we also have radio frequency machines, which helps treat skin tightening, scarring, deeper wrinkles, things like that. That's the most common procedures that we treat. Now, we also do things all the way from toenail fungus treatment with our lasers to something as simple as a rosacea treatment to help diffuse redness for someone who has pink or red undertones in their cheeks.
any other questions or comments?
Move approval, Madam Chair.
All right, Mr. Broadwater made a motion to approve. We have a second.
A second.
Carmen, Miss Million, seconded. Before we take a vote, do we have any public comments?
No public comments.
Okay, please unmute committee members and let me know if they're, if you approve this by saying aye.
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 Okay, do we have any opposition? Motion passes. Thank you, Dr. Adams and Ms. Adams. We appreciate your being with us today, and staff will be in touch with you after this meeting.
Thank you for your time
and your consideration.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Good. Right. Thank you.
All right.
And y'all can go ahead and just, okay, thank you. Okay, so next we have, let's see, a change of ownership application. So I would like the staff, please, to take over and introduce our next application here.
Absolutely. So today we have the Acwh Career Institute that they have submitted a change of ownership application for proprietary school licensure. This school, located in Shreveport, Louisiana, will provide 4 different programs: accounting administrative assistant, executive administrative assistant, healthcare office administration, and an entry-level driver training course. Acwh's current license was originally granted in 2014, and they're pursuing a change of ownership after the 2020 death of their founder, Ms. Joanne Walker. Copies of the application and program materials have been provided to the commission prior to this meeting. Administrator and one of the owners, Brenda Giles, is here, as is the assistant administrator, Carol January, and CDL instructor, Ronald Bradford. The school's application meets the minimum requirements of a change of ownership application, and the representatives are ready to answer any questions commission members might have.
Commission members, we have any questions or comments? Ms. Giles, if you'll just go ahead. Oh, okay. Ms. Potter, go ahead.
Well, I saw in your information that childcare is provided, which I think is an excellent idea. Really crucial for adult education in the state. Is it free to people who are enrolled there, or do they have to pay extra for it? Oh, you have to unmute, I believe.
Ms. Giles, if you'll unmute.
Yeah, Miss January and Miss
You hear me
Giles
now?
and Mr. Bradford, you can go ahead and unmute for this
Okay,
portion.
thank you. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Most of our clients are eligible for child care assistance. So we enroll them upon completion of the program. They can continue their child care and not have that as a barrier to them being able to be employed. So we bring the children on at the time of their enrollment if they so desire. Many of them have older siblings at home or family members, but we've tried to address the child care so that it will not be a barrier to those who are relocating or just simply don't have the support system in place to be able to take care of their children. However, there have been times when we've had to have on-site camps. And in those situations, we have volunteers that will come in and watch the children for the parents if, for instance, if they have felonies and they're unable to get the child care assistance for some type of reason, then we will volunteer with some of our volunteer support staff to come in and watch those children, and the parents are still able to take their classes.
Great.
That's very commendable. I think that's great. How large is the school right now?
Right now, we have an online class that we have continued through the pandemic after my daughter's death. So the administrative assistant course is the one that is full-time still. I believe that we had last enrollment count was 15 that we still have in the course. We've graduated 7 since her departure. So we have 15 active enrolled at this time. We do have a waiting list, however, waiting for us to begin some of the other courses, including the CDL.
Okay. And so you're waiting on this to be approved to start your other courses, is that correct?
That's correct. There was a concern about this approval first before we made any more commitments financially. We wanted to make sure that we were on a solid footing before going ahead and getting those spaces back up, because that would include more utilities and overhead. So we have been just waiting until this meeting and approval before we began those other classes. We do, however, have enrollees. I believe that we have a total of 70 enrollees, but it's not in one area, spread out to the other classes.
All right.
I move approval, Madam Chair.
All right, we have an approval by Mr. Broadwater. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, Carmen, Ms. Million seconds. Okay, before we vote on this, do we have any public comments?
No public comments.
Okay, commission members, please unmute. And at this time, do I have any ayes that we approve this?
Aye.
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 Aye. Any opposition? Okay, it's been approved. Thank you so much, Ms. Giles, and the rest that are here.
I appreciate
Courtney,
you all so much.
All right,
and all of
Courtney,
the
you have anything?
that we've
Thank
received.
you.
No, we will be in touch shortly with next steps about the board meeting, okay?
Thank you very, very much. I appreciate all of
you.
your help.
You enjoy the rest
Thank
of your
you so
day.
much. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, I think it's just us now.
Mhm.
All right, we're going to move on to our next agenda item, which are our school renewals. So we have any questions for staff on our school renewals? Courtney, you have anything to discuss on this? All right, so we need,
Yes, I don't have any additional information. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer it.
okay, any questions? Okay, we need a motion to approve our school renewals.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, Ms. Million, second by Ms. Potter.
Okay.
Do we have any public comments?
No public comments.
Okay, commission members, please unmute and vote aye if you approve.
Aye.
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 Aye, okay, any opposition? Okay, it's been approved. The next item is for information purposes only and relates to school program changes. If there are no questions for staff, we'll move on to the final agenda item. Do we have any questions for staff? Okay. Okay, we're moving on to other business. We're rolling on here. Okay, Courtney, you want to share the plans for the in-person meeting on January the 18th, please?
Correct. We are going to move forward with in-person. For January, we have booked the room, the Iowa room in the Claiborne building that's on the first floor, and the room number is 1-153. I will, in the next couple months, mail out your new 2022 parking passes. So those will be ready for you in the mail. Look for those. And other than that, I don't believe staff has any additional other business.
Okay.
Any questions from anybody?
I think so. Any questions or comments from anyone?
Only comment, have wonderful holidays and
I know, we'll see everybody in January.
in the new year.
Absolutely.
Okay, we need a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll move.
Move.
Ms. Potter? So we'll let Ms. Potter, I'll make a motion, Mr. Doris second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, the motion's adjourned. Joe, have a great holiday season. We'll see you in January.
Bye.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for your time, everyone.
All right,
Good
thanks.
job.